All right, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning, or good evening, or good day, wherever you all are. So, I'm going to give you an update on my wellness journey. Let's see where we're going to start. Um, okay, I always say I'm going to do what I eat in a day, and I never do it. I always forget to do it. I just go eat. So, today on my tray, I have my baked chicken. This is rotisserie chicken that I seasoned and rebaked in the oven. I don't know if you guys ever noticed that sometimes rotisserie chicken ain't done thoroughly. But Food Lion usually is, but Giant usually isn't. But I went and chopped up some breast, and here is some zucchini and some yellow zucchini, onions, and I think there might be some mushrooms. All this was pan fried and in coconut oil. So this is really good. And my salad is just baby, what is it called? Butter leaf, sweet butter leaf. And it is, and I got some, what do you call it? Celery on the side. So that's good enough. I'm saving my tomatoes for later because I want something that's going to have tomatoes in it. So I'm, you counting your stupid carbs, right? I got your stupid carbs. But that's true. That's how it is because that's the bad thing about keto is, every diet plan, I don't know. I don't know. The thing that I hate the most about keto is you can't just indulge in veggies like you want to. It's got to be green leafy veggies. There's got to be low carb veggies, and you got to have zucchini instead of butternut squash. And you're just always calculating and always figuring. So thank God for the internet, right? That can help, give you structure on what's good, what you can indulge in, and what you can't. So this right here um, will probably be like maybe two carbs, total carbs altogether. And so that's cool because I like to eat a lot of lettuce. I love to eat a lot of lettuce. So the only thing that's missing on my tray is my pork rinds. So I will go get my pork rinds. But before I do that, um, let me get my stuff out of. No, let me put that back over here. All right, so I'm going to move this out of the way. And I'm going to probably have to reheat that chicken and veggies, but that's fine because we're going to get into what else is going on. Okay. My drink is, it's a combination of hibiscus and grape brag vinegar pro prebiotic drink. Also, I have in here my electrolytes, which is the Pedialyte zero sugar, tons of ice, and lemon and lime juice in here together. So that's what's in here, and water. Um, and here is my tea. This is hot hibiscus tea. No, it's not. I'm sorry. This is my what is in here? This is flaxseed, ground flaxseed, hot water, lemon lime juice, and bone broth, beef bone broth. And you're going to say, oh my God, that's nasty. But it's really not because this bone broth really just tastes like salt. That's really all it is. And I have my flaxseed in it. So that's what's in here. I'm sipping on this and I'm as well as sipping on this. But that's just neither here or there. So this is part of my morning routine, getting my supplements in, getting my drinks together, getting my meal together so that way I can take my pill supplements. This right here, I kind of sip on throughout the whole morning, afternoon. This I will have done, I will sip on while I'm sitting in my prayer chair. Yes, I have a prayer chair. I have a prayer chair for the summer and a prayer window for the winter. I miss the winter, and I miss my kneeling before the Lord and looking out the window. But, it's too hot. I went in there, I changed my vent, my filter. And usually it's 3 months, sometimes 4. But the heat is so insane that we've been changing the filter. Well, I've been changing the filter every 2 months, every other month. It's like crazy. I can't go outside right now. It is like extremely hot. And my neighbor Sharon was like, you can come over and play with my cat, or Kane, or Samson is her cat. And I was like, honey, I would love to, but it's just too hot out there to come over, just to walk across the grass. All right, so let's give an update for what's been going on. These are the questions that I did last Friday and what I did Monday. Sorry I didn't film it. It's just repetitive. I just have a 4-week questionnaire that I do that helps me to stay grounded. It helps me to realize the changes and the shifts in this journey. So here is Wednesday. So I'm going to go ahead and rip this off. It's in the way. All right. So let me see. Let me just scoot this over for you guys. Okay. All right. So today is Wednesday. This is my 110th day. So, but before we do that, let's get to the meat of my journaling for today. And we're going to go into my weigh-in log. And I do have some good news. So, day 100. Okay, so we are at, what did I say? Day 101? 110. Okay, so this is the 110th day of my keto journey. Day 110. And I got on the scale, and my surprise, because as you can see here, I was 185 on day 84. Day 94, I had went down, I dropped a pound, so I was 184. During the egg fast, you guys remember I was 187, dropped down to 185, then the next week, dropped down to 184. And then on day 100, I was still 184. So now we are on day 110, and I am 182. So this is so great. So this was definitely a drop. So we went from 184 to 182. That's a 2-pound drop in a week. And I wasn't even on an egg fast. So I don't understand that. I don't need to understand it. I noticed that there's like a definite change in stuff. Like my rings are looser. I took them off. I just put them back on, but I just put, like, this ring is loose. If this was a 2-piece set, and I just got the 1 piece on. This here, my wedding set is looser, and that's cool. But it's a 3-piece set, so when you take this piece off, there you go. You can see just how loose it is when you wear it just like that. But this helps keep it tight, so I have to keep that 3rd piece on there. This ring, again, it's just ready to slide right off. This one's looser. So I'm seeing the results, those non-scale victories, things that I encourage you guys when you start feeling down, when you start feeling like, there's no victory. I don't see the scale moving. And it's like sometimes things that mess up your mind when you're on the scale. Bloat, a backed up gut, water retention, inflammation, hormones, all of those things show up on the scale, and muscle mass shows up on the scale. And it's, there's this rule that you have to weigh yourself within 30 minutes after waking up, after a hearty, healthy bathroom session. And then so that you can get the closest true weight that there is. So By the time you eat a meal or you drink something or you move around and it's warm outside and your blood vessels expand like mine does, you're going to see that show up on the scale, and you're going to be like, I just gained half a pound in 4 hours, So this scale is definitely a tool, but the numbers control. Numbers, y'all know it. Numbers in social media, numbers. The numbers is what messes with our mind. So this is a victory. I'm happy. I'm hoping that by the time my birthday comes around, that I can at least be I don't know, 170, is that too much for old menopausal woman to postmenopausal woman to be, you know, having a goal? Is that like realistic? Okay, so if this is what, August, or what, I don't even know what this is. No, this is July 30th. So July 30th to September 3rd, I think is a realistic dream to be one, maybe 175, maybe, I don't know. But the goal originally was 170, to be 170 on my birthday. I don't think that's going to happen even with an egg fast, but we're going to just let the goal thing go. If I can be out of the 180s, if I can be 179 ish, maybe 178, 179, by my birthday, that would be fine. At least I'm out of the 80s, and I'm back down into the 70s. So that might be a little bit more of a realistic goal. But again, I don't measure. Do you guys measure when you're on your weight loss journey? I don't measure. I don't take measurements. I just go by the scale. I go by how I feel. I go by my jewelry. I go by my clothes. Those are the things that I go by. I am not going to stand there and measure stuff. I'm really not. Okay, so enough of that. Let's get on to Wednesday's question. And let's see. It says, am I craving a new phase or structure in my keto journey? I would say yeah, and that is the egg fast. I want to incorporate that the first of every month. I really want to incorporate that. For what purpose? Discipline, structure, empowerment. Okay, and with the egg fast, I do an AM PM workout. So it's just more than just the fast. What part of this routine feels effortless now? I would say after accepting this 3-month challenge, I would say that the most part is effortless as far as just doing it, y'all. But I'm constantly looking for alternatives. I'm constantly looking for other options to prevent me from nibbling on food that could lead to a routine, So I would say, what part of this routine feels effortless? I can't really even tell you the best way to answer this. What part of this is effortless? I mean, I've adapted. I'm just going to say I've adapted to this lifestyle. That's the best way I can answer that. Honestly, I didn't come up with these questions. So let's say, what would I like to improve or evolve in the coming weeks? More control. More control. That's what I want to do. Why do I say more control? Because here's the thing. Sometimes if you see someone else eating something that you wish that you could eat, you are either going to order it take a bite, satisfy that thing right there, or you're going to try to find a keto version for it. And you're going to bust your butt trying to find a healthy version, whether it's keto or whether it's whatever. And so I feel like, you know what? I have to just guard my heart. You know what I mean? I have to guard my heart and what I allow myself to see and watch, because it can be a trigger, especially sweets and cakes and stuff. Last night I told you guys that I was craving strawberry shortcake, and I had to find substitutes for strawberry shortcake, and it was a piece of candy. So that worked, but I decided to bake a carb quick biscuit, and I spread it on that blackberry jam, and that was the closest. Or I licked the lid of the strawberry cheesecake ice cream. So, but I just feel like, you know what, y'all? How long am I going to be able to put up with this? How long? How long am I going to be able to get away with this stuff that I did the past 2 weeks? The past 2 weeks of this journey were not good because I made poor decisions. I did. And I'm surprised that I still lost 2 pounds, So that is telling me that even with my slip ups and hiccups, I was still in ketosis, I was still burning fat, and I was still having a calorie deficit. So I thank and praise God for that. I praise Jesus for that. I really do. If I get on the scale next week and it says I gained a pound, I know that it will be a false reading. I know that's a backed up gut. I know that's water retention or some type of edema or something like that, or some type of inflammation, and it'll keep me from going berserk or thinking, how did I gain 1 pound, So I'm going to go ahead and write in my journal. This is my dining room table journal. This is the one where I journal about what I'm eating, how I'm feeling, what I want to say without the guided questions. This is also where I put in prayers. When I pray about my emotions and my feelings and my thoughts, and how it's all centers around what I'm eating and my lifestyle change. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to sip some of my stuff right here, my concoction. And I am going to see you guys in the next video. God willing, I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.